Leadership crisis has been identified as one of the major impediments to the growth and development of Africa as a continent. This is the opinion of young Africans at a Leadership Bootcamp event held in Asaba, South Nigeria. News Central's correspondent Austin Azu filed this report.
It was late Professor Chinua Achebe in one of his books titled Trouble with Nigeria that said leadership is the major problem in Nigeria. It is against this background that these selected youth drawn from different countries in Africa converge on Asaba, Delta State capital, to brainstorm on how to resolve the leadership crisis confronting countries in Africa. They formulated ideas on rebuilding leadership with reorientation of the youth mindset, groom them towards purposeful and focused leadership positions in the days ahead. The organizer and convener of Not Too Young to Lead, Elvis Akpobi, said the purpose of the three-day event is to educate and prepare the youth for leadership positions ahead and to take a chance to change the trajectory of bad governance in Africa.
The Not Too Young to Lead initiative has brought together bright minds of three nations, amplifying the collective voices of African youth.
Earlier, in his welcome speech, the state governor, through the Commissioner for Youth and Development, said the government has given more political appointments to youths to encourage youth inclusiveness as well as prepare them ahead of time with entrusted leadership responsibility. In the same vein, the State Commissioner of Police, represented by the command spokesman, urged youth to desist from societal vices such as drug abuse, cultism, internet fraud, among others.
We have in our budget already relevant programs and policies that will be funded to see how the youth of Delta State can be sufficiently reorientated, can be sufficiently engaged to see that the best potentially comes out of them to prepare them for future leadership responsibility.
If you know what happens to criminals, you will run away from crime. Crime has a very limited gain, a very short gain, quick wealth that disappears before you know it. And when you want to disappear, it disappears with either your freedom or your life.
The various panelists and resource persons enlighten the youth on certain areas that will prepare them to attain leadership positions and enable them contribute meaningfully towards the growth and development of Africa.
You should unite. They should abstain from corruption.
Well, the youths are the leaders of today and not the leaders of tomorrow. We must take charge of our future. We must lead by example. We must be men and women of integrity.
Participants were equipped to undertake leadership projects that will expand their influence and self-awareness, making them dynamic and resilient leaders who can make positive impact in their societies. Some shared the knowledge acquired and how they intend to transfer it to others.
I'm not a good follower, you can't be a good leader. So to break every protocol restraining you from being visionary leaders, they must think outside the box.
I think the major thing I took out from this section I was part of is to challenge the status quo in terms of our thinking, in terms of our mindsets, in terms of models of branding, the way we approach issues.
Participants in a 2023 Leadership Bootcamp have not only undergone transformation, but have acquired critical thinking, communication skills, and strategies for driving the needed change for the growth and development of Africa.